What's good, y'all? We are down in the valley where the girls get naked with your girl Ash. Hey, y'all, we are recapping episode 2 of P Valley. So come on in, sit down, relax, and get into this commentary. And that's pretty much what you get into this channel. So let's get on into it. So, y'all, I was hollering. Can I say I was hollering this entire episode because things was just happening. Okay, first off, I just wanted to have been a fly on the wall. Just a fly, a roach crawling. What Mississippi got? Do they got alligators, snakes? Like I would have loved to have been some type of animal just to be getting a whiff of what was going on for these auditions that autumn. Like first off, can we say at least like they came out. They came out and they were showing off. I was sitting like, oh, oh, okay. That's what we doing. All right, I get it. That's what we went. So we ended up picking Whisper and Roulette, which Roulette looked like she gonna be she I don't know. That look like that's gonna be like a little issue or whatever, whatnot. But we gonna see. She a little sassy. She a little sassy. And so I guess then we added in this, this big bone girl who I totally get. Like I got it. Her body is great, but she couldn't even put herself up on that pole. Autumn, like what you mean? And so she basically gonna get put, behind this bar or whatever or whatnot. So getting all into that. They, practicing with Mercedes or whatever, whatnot. I guess, like doing the do. They getting ready for this re opening. So they gotta get ready. They gotta get practice. They gotta get this routine. You know how they do. Y'all know how they do. Y'all already know how they do. But Mercedes' arm is messed up. And so here come Roulette, like, oh, you want me to go to 7-Eleven and get you some of that green alcohol? Like, girl, yeah, she was coming for you, Mercedes. She was trying to say that you old. Like, and honestly, y'all, like, that drop, that fall, when I say, I was like, that's it. That's it. Like, she is done. She is done after this. But we ain't even gonna rush it. We ain't even gonna jump, too fast into that or whatever, whatnot. While they practicing though, y'all, so good old Corbin is back, and of course he bring Andre. They talking again about, again getting this deal. They offering them a half a meal. Now, of course, they talking big bank or whatever, whatnot. Like one thing about it, because it's very clear that Autumn is now the owner of the PYNK or whatever or whatnot. So really Corbin trying to talk to her and really talking down, talking nasty, talk about some, it wasn't too long ago that you was here half naked doing this, doing that. Now you want to sit here and got the nerve to ask for, because what I think she asked for, no, she didn't see, she said half a meal wasn't even enough. What did she even ask for, y'all? 10 meal. 10 meal is like what she asked for. Yes, I think they were trying to give her, what they were trying to give her, quarter meal or one meal. Either way, they asked for 10. Like at the end of the day, all right, fine, the worth of the PYNK, but let's talk about, the need and desire. Now, at the end of the day, basically, the PYNK is needed for what y'all trying to do. So unless y'all trying to talk that big bank, we ain't got nothing to talk about. But I told y'all, because even when she was later on talking to Andre, she literally basically put it out there that she ain't got no ties to the PYNK. While she all like, oh well, it's just a home. Like nobody lives here. Like she don't know the ties that Clifford has into this place. So she literally, if they talk that money, baby girl is gone, and Clifford can kiss. He can kiss that one goodbye, y'all, because she is going to sell that thing so darn fast, quicker than his head can spin, quicker than he could do anything about it. I don't trust Shorty. I know they told y'all. That ain't it. That ain't it with her. So what else is going on? So y'all, like first off, I told y'all I did not like with like this. So Keyshawn and this dude or whatever, whatnot, he ain't even worth me knowing his name because obviously he's a character that I don't like. And personally, I don't even like him if I see him in the street, right? So like she gets wind that through a text message that he did not get the little management position or whatnot. It was filled by somebody else. So at the same time, they're having a meeting with the sheriff talking about the incident that happened with Diamond. And he was basically saying, there's not enough evidence. Basically the state's not going to proceed forward. And basically at the end of the day, like if I have to charge him, then I'm just going to have to rightfully, charge to you as well. And of course, he's not happy. He ain't too happy about that. But why did he all of a sudden get the grand idea to go, y'all, in the in the diaper genie and see that she had stuffed all those clean diapers in the diaper genie? And of course, he goes ham. He went off. I'm like, yep, here we go. Yeah, this, that. But one thing about it, because I was like, and I didn't understand it. I honestly didn't understand it. And I actually ended up watching it twice. And once I watched it again, I was like, okay, yeah, Keyshawn ain't all that dumb. As I'm like, I need to give her a bit more credit. Like, she knows how to, manipulate him, like, in ways or whatever, whatnot, to get her to do what she want him to do. Even though it pissed me off that basically she ended up getting Diamond fired from his job because she basically goes and he's like, basically he has a tracker on her phone or whatever or whatnot. So he knew that she went to the dollar store. Of course, he found out that Diamond works at the dollar store, so he's going in about that, going ham. And she's like, "Well," and he yelled at me and like this, pumping it all up or whatever, whatnot. But then she flipped it and she was like, "But yeah, he was lying, saying that." You called him a gutter nigga or something, like something or whatever, like it was something like that. And I remember him saying it. And the crazy thing was, I thought that Keyshawn heard him say it too. I could have sworn like she was right there when he said it. So when he was like, "Oh no, he would lie, they would lie to get like whatever." I'm like, "Nah, you know good, like you know good and well, like." Mm-mm, mm-mm. So like I said, she know how to play him or whatever or whatnot. Like she know how to like get to him, because for a second I was just like, I don't know. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Like, one, you think you're going somewhere, you're not. Like, she's bringing up the tour and like, no, like he is not ever that. If that incident with Diamond, if anything, already made that situation worse to me or whatever, whatnot. So as far as I'm concerned, like she ain't getting nowhere near from up out of under him. But y'all, so worst of the worst is, so while right they celebrate, they preparing for the reopening of the PYNK, right? All the while Clifford wanted this reopening next week, but Autumn has it for the very next night, which is Clifford's 40th birthday at that, and which it's like a, and I was sure because it was just like how dare she, do something like that on Cliff's birthday. But I think at the same time, it could just be, maybe just birthdays is not really, cool and not that great for Clifford. And he goes home and just goes like ham and just telling Grandma Ernestine about, Autumn and this heifer and this, and he about to be 40 and he still live with his grandmother, and what he was saying, and he ain't got no peen, and just going off. And Grandma Ernestine is like, how about not getting it for 15 years? I ain't got no sympathy for you. I was like, you better tell him, Grandma Ernestine, like that's a long time. 15 years? 15 years? Without, like, first off, Clifford, you wrong for even letting Grandma go even that long. Like, I'm gonna need you to get her a man up in there and let him do that thing. But all the while Clifford is over there having his little fit, little murder pull up, y'all. Little murder pull up at the house or whatnot. Of course, Ernestine is super excited to see him, and Clifford's in the back, trying to get her attention to kind of like just shoo him off and whatever. But I definitely think she knew. She knew that he was behind the door trying to like one thing about it, when you're blind, like all your other senses, are heightened or whatever or whatnot. So even just when she was just like, yeah, I'ma tell him your message. It was just like she knew that he was there and that he had heard the message himself or whatever or whatnot. But I don't think that he realized that Lord Murder could see him in the mirror or whatever, how the house was set up and how that mirror was and where he was behind the door. So he knew that he was right there. And hey, maybe Cliff did know to a degree that he knew just by how he was talking and just, being so direct. And it was just a moment, y'all. Y'all know I'm just like, how we gonna work this? How we gonna do this? Like, how we go? Like, this need to. I'm rooting for this. Like, Lil Murder putting it out there. He like, I could have, I should have handled things different. Like, I just wanted him to know before I went on tour. And like, come on, this thing you talking about, you ain't had none. Amazon to deliver yours to the door just now. I'm like, tell him grandma earned this thing because he don't know. He need to get it right and appreciate what's going on. Get at my boy, like texting him and stuff, and he ain't answering. But y'all, I'm sick. I'm sick. Look, they keep why they keep reminding us? Like it's like they just what's the word that I'm trying to like? I don't want to say it's not enticing, but like what's the word that I want to use? They just snapping at us. They just biting at us with little stuff with the mom who stole the church. Like she was, all right, fine. She trying to do like little good things, but here she go making new songs. Where the blessings reside? Where the blessings reside? It's catchy, but sit down, cause I don't like you. Like. I'm sick of her, y'all. I'm sick of her already in these little clips that they traumatizing me with her. Like, I don't care if she's doing good deeds. She backwards. She phony. She's sick. I don't like it. All right, so remember I told y'all that that whole Abraham video was going to come back up. So Andre is still, of course, in town or whatever, whatnot. Is he's, the heir. He's, the executor of Tydale's. I think I'm saying that right. Tydale's estate. So what it is happening is he's pulling up to the house, he's seeing like all these water hoses and things like coming from Tydale's house or whatnot, and I'm over here sitting here like, what, like, right, like what really is going on or whatever or whatnot. And when he ends up pulling up, to one of the neighbors that is actually connected to the guy's like, that basically Tydale's been basically, taking care of the water, basically helping them with water or whatever or whatnot. And so again, as I watched it the second time, so I really like started thinking. So like when you're like in an office like this, do you get like certain privileges? Do you do they pay like certain bills? Is that part of your like position? Do you get like a stipend or whatever or whatnot? Because when he was going back and looking at like the bills or whatever whatnot and all his bills and I guess the ledgers and stuff like that, he called him Robin Hood. Basically Robin was stealing from the rich to give to the poor. So was he running up his own light bill, water bill, knowing that the city or whatever was paying it because of who he was, and giving it to the people who? That just what made sense to me. That's what just made sense to me in my head. But if anybody can better explain it or possibly got another inkling as to like what was going on there, what they thought that was happening there, definitely like let me know. But it also, as much as like he was crooked and just like whatever, when I seen that video and how much like he, because Abraham sounded like clearly, I guess that was his dad or whatever or whatnot. And basically, when Andre was saying that he wanted to be, the president, and he was like, Abraham was like, you can't be that, you can't be that, they ain't gonna let you be that. And it was like, nah, don't you tell him that. Like, don't you ever. There'll always be niggas out here that'll tell you that you can't do something, and which is so true. It was a good little lesson, little gem up in that little jank. But it really had me like that man really had an impact on that boy's life. And maybe he just wasn't all as bad as he kind of made it kind of little stuff out to be in the first season. So y'all, so getting back to Keyshawn and this Mr. Crazy or whatever or whatnot. So I realized I kind of just like left like a cliffhanger talking about it, but let me even get back to that. So what had happened was what shifted that whole energy or whatever or whatnot when she, when he, caught her up with with the whole diamond situation and being at the dollar store. She was just like, when he asked her, was like, when is enough gonna be enough? And she started talking about, like her desires, like what they wanted together as a family, and what they talked about, what they wanted for their family, for their kids, the house, the backyard, the jacuzzis, like, whatever. And as a man or whatever, 'cause at the end of the day, like, clearly it's a toxic love, but he loved her or whatever, whatnot. So he's like, all right, maybe, we can talk to Rome. Maybe we can, get him in here and, actually see talking about, what they talking about. Because at the end of the day, we know he ain't got no job. He don't know that she know that he ain't got no job and no money coming. But that, of course, that opened the door. So when when Rome go by there again, completely throwing me off at the beginning because I'm like, what am I missing here? Like, you want to go on tour. Why are you giving Rome like a hard time? So she's just like, all right, well, basically they telling him like that she not giving him, that he not getting her a good deal. A lot of stuff is coming off her door fee, like stuff like that. And so and Rome was mad about it. He was just like, this, she told me to come down here and convince her man, and here she go, blah, 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 blah. But what I didn't catch is, she was like, and plus, I did catch it, but it didn't click is what it was. Because she was like, plus, such and such is about to get, this management position, so it might not even be worth it, me being away from my babies anyway. Ah, okay. I see what you're doing there. I saw what you did there, Garrett. Okay. Okay, because I'm depending on you getting this job, and at some point you have to tell you need to tell me that you're not getting this job. So while they over there doing that, right? So at first I thought that Lil Murda's new security, was possibly like in the show before or whatever or whatnot. I feel like when my friends were talking about it, he might have been in another show. I don't really know, but he wasn't in season one, right? I definitely think he's in season one. Seemed like, just an old cat, an old friend that's gonna be able to hold Lil Murda down or whatever, whatnot, if things get a little crazy, little whatnot. So either way, like basically of course he does end up coming to her and telling her like, babe, like, I didn't get the position, and Keyshawn do what a woman do, what a woman know how to do. And not to say that it always works. Like, let me be clear, but sometimes you put that whooper snapper on that jank and you talk them right words and you get that right stroke going, that right little whine, and it's over. So, she like, we haven't argued in a while. We've been good. You have to trust me. Like, let's let this be. You gotta let me do this or whatever or whatnot. Let me take care of you like you've been taking care of me or whatever or whatnot. And baby boy hit up. Yes. And it was on like popcorn. Baby Keyshawn was ready, hugging, kissing her babies, and she is ready and going out the door. So now though, first off, definitely Grandma Ernestine knew that something was going to happen, that something was going to go down, and even made mention to like, oh, we should give you a party. Because I know good and darn well she heard that boy hollering. Because come on now, when he didn't come back in the house from her telling him to go take out the trash, she wondered where he was. She knew that dirt trash was taken out. She purposely told him to go. Because first off, y'all, let me even like stop, because y'all, first off, I panicked when I see that dang scream mask. I think I just completely forgot what I was watching, that this was a complete, not a horror movie. I'm like, oh my god, who trying to get Clifford? They trying to, what is this, and then there's something sad in me like, wait, Ashley, it's Clifford's birthday. Like, something just ain't right. Like, it's this is gonna be kind of cool. Like, this is going to go kind of well. Like, and that's what it was. Like, they had surprised Clifford, with a birthday, with a little birthday party or whatever whatnot. But while he at the birthday party, the PYNK is getting lit, y'all. They over there at the PYNK popping. Like, things is just on. But how do we like this? voodoo, spiritual, like whatever, whatever. Because when I seen what's that whisper with the pendulum, I was like, huh, yeah, something's up. And then at the same time at the PYNK, she wanted them, Mercedes wanted them, like to practice or whatever or whatnot. And y'all, that room where things happened, somebody's in. He is still in that room, and I know y'all saw him. I know y'all saw him on that camera. But hold on, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. When this is like now. Okay, so before that happened, before we saw the camera, it first happened in the first episode when the wind just was randomly blowing and nobody was there. Right when Clifford and Big L was in there, and all of a sudden here come autumn every time. Second time, they in there practicing, all of a sudden the pole just like starts spinning. And of course, Roulette like, you want to ask her something, don't you? She like ask no, Whisper was like asking something or whatever, whatnot. Roulette ended up asking she gonna make bank, and of course the pendulum slash pole says yes or whatever or whatnot. And then when she told Mercedes to ask something. First time, Mercedes looked scared as I don't know what. And at the same time, again, here comes Save the Day. Autumn comes rushing in or whatever, whatnot. I need y'all on the floor, whatever, whatever, whatever. And so, of course, she didn't get to ask nothing. But I don't know. I could be reading more into things, but the way Whisper looked at Mercedes, it's like she knows something. She knows something, y'all. Something like she knows something. She picking up something. Like she already like clearly into this stuff or whatever. Like know how to work the pendulum. Like she getting the vibe. She getting the energy. Like she knows something ain't right or whatever or whatnot. So this poor child, Lord Jesus. So they busting out their routine. They getting it in. They getting it done. But Mercedes, I guess, does not like the fact that, Whisper and Roulette are really giving the business. They're really putting on a show like right now. And this girl gets up there and, tries to do like, her little move, her little, I guess that's like a gravity move or whatever or whatnot. And shoulder is, and when that girl body, which was just, y'all, I was screaming. I was howling. Like, I was like, oh, this is done. She's about to break her back. She's about to hurt her neck. Her shoulder really, like, I was like, yeah. I don't know if this is, like, they make this stuff out of protective. Like, I don't even know. But all I know, y'all, is I did not see anything good coming to this. I did not see anything good coming from this. Like, y'all, something is, like, and then let's know, okay, that's even just the start of like the voodoo spiritual stuff going on, right? So if she over here falling on her back, y'all, I mean just whatever. Cliff over here, was he imagining seeing Lil Murda at the party? Was that like an imagination? Was he thought, or was Lil Murda like at the party? I don't know, but at the same time, again, wow, Mercedes following her back, I think we seen Clifford stuff. Did we see Clifford? Maybe that wasn't a real thing. Maybe it was fake. Maybe it was, but like they like, okay, this is a thing because this is what's about to happen. Like Clifford's about to getting some hit, get he about to get it. But like, what did we see Cliff? Did we see Cliff? I was like, is that a pig? Oh, y'all, I was done. I was done. I was too through. But nonetheless, he showed up immediately once he found out or whatever or whatnot, and he takes her to Diamond. And this is when it gets really real, right? So they take her to Diamond, and she explains to Diamond that her explaining like what happened, like it just felt like heavy, and that's how it had been feeling for a minute now. And he was like, since that night, she was like, yeah. Funny how he was like, since that night, like he like knew or whatever or whatnot. And of course when she went like when he, it was just like okay, y'all, I'm like, what you doing over there, Diamond? What you doing? Diamond, what you doing? Diamond, what you doing, Diamond? What you doing, Diamond? he with his hands, and he looked like he had grabbed like black, like tourmaline or like something like that or whatever, whatnot, right? But he's like putting it over like her back or whatever or whatnot, and it's like drawing like it's a spirit or energy or something, like it's like or a demon inside of her or whatever, like it's almost like an exorcist, but like not an exorcist or whatever or whatnot. Like it was like super crazy, like he was snapping, her body would just like jump and like react. Yo, I was freaking out, y'all. I was freaking out. Like, Diamond, what is going on? What is you doing, boy? What is happening? So he ends up, getting it removed or whatever or whatnot, and he goes and he placed it in the scale or whatever whatnot, and he was like, I just removed 7 pounds, basically from your shoulder. And she was like, that sounds, like very, like specific or whatever whatnot, because he was like, it takes 7 pounds or whatever, name of the episode, 7 pounds of pressure to pull, the trigger of a gun. Again, going all back. She was basically talking about how she's, having dreams and having nightmares and, blaming Autumn. And it's her fault. It is her fault. Sorry. Like, I don't know what to say, Autumn. I can't. It's your fault. It's your fault or whatever was going on. So even like, I don't fault. Like, first off, you got money. You should have money. You really gave she probably did. She might have gave them every little penny. She said she had given them every little penny. So it's like you really, what have you been doing? Like, you've been getting paid. Like, she talking about she ain't got no place to stay. Mercedes was just like, nah, like, I've sacrificed enough for you. You gonna get out. You can get out tonight at that or whatever or whatnot. And that's that. Like, you can't come back or whatever or whatnot. But that's where we get a whiff of possible Montavious. So while all this voodoo stuff and crazy stuff is going on, Diamond still has a ring that belongs to Montavious that which I can definitely understand. Like, they was the ones that did away with his body. They were the ones that took care of him, like whatever. And he basically like, I'm making sure that he stay dead. This ring is for my protection and for your protection, and I'm gonna keep it, evidence or not evidence or whatever or whatnot. So when that man showed up on that camera, because basically Autumn went to basically, she's basically gonna sleep at the PYNK or whatever or whatnot, and he showed up in that room on that camera, I was like, yeah, I knew he was in there. I knew his spirit, something, y'all. All this voodoo, spiritual, this pendulum, like all this stuff, it's gonna come back. It's coming back to bite us in the butt. But at the same time, back at the party, before Clifford left clearly or whatever, whatnot, like, what was that like little subliminal that, well, okay, now I'm thinking about it, it could very well just hit back to, just Clifford being 40, whatever, because, her friend, she was like, I'm good, I'm happy doing what I'm doing, like, are you? And Clifford actually looked like a bit insecure, like, he actually might not be, good or happy with, where things at or whatever, where he's at, or with what he's actually doing or whatever or whatnot. So, but they, of course, pushing him to be like, oh, because our boy Darrell, our real where the money reside, was on this show. And I thought we were gonna have some nice little cameos, because was I the only one that felt like that was a bit of Meg cameo for a second? Didn't that sound like her voice? So we might see her next week. I don't know, y'all, but it was a good one. I think that's about I think that's about it for me, y'all, and where I'm at with it, cause ooh, baby, 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 baby. I just be running. I would just want the weeks to come on and just roll on by and roll on by, because this is good and gooder and gooder. And I know gooder is not a word, but we're going to use the gooder. So, y'all make sure y'all come back to get in on this good commentary. All right? For P-Valley or anything else you just may end up enjoying. Right now, I'm doing Basketball Wives. So, that's going to be coming up next. So, yeah, let me go ahead and get out of here, y'all. And I'll see y'all next week.